Okay, this is an initial look at the Dockcase, which was a Kickstarter product to add ports to the MacBook Pro, or MacBook Airs as well. Recently got this. It's a nice case. It's quite well made, and it does add a lot of ports. I've been testing it out. The network port I couldn't get to work. It seemed to be flashing with lights and transmitting data, but I couldn't get this thing to work out how to connect to it. I'll continue to have a play with that. I wanted to put this up reasonably quickly though, because what I just noticed, had a few things plugged in and they work quite well. Put an SD card in there. I've got this really old drive plugged in. They all come up, no problems. Plug another USB 3, sorry about the shaky camera, another USB 3 drive in there. It's quite a large one, but I've got, that'll fire up pretty quickly. There it is. So that all works quite well, but one interesting thing I've noticed, I had this card and a drive and I transferred some stuff between it, and now I can feel it. That is really hot. Like the thing itself, I mean, this is a fairly warm day, probably 25 degrees, but this thing here is actually too hot to the touch. And there's not a lot going on there to make it that hot. The MacBook Pro itself has been on for half an hour. Now, it's not hot. And it sometimes does get hot, but it's not hot to the touch. The back there is warm, where it usually gets hot, but this thing itself, like, really quite scalding. I'll do a full review with more stuff plugged in, but I just thought I'd share that it is getting really hot.